The Sea Queen joins the ranks as wild card for Group B. We are in The Masked Singer Season 10. Let's talk about it. Hey guys, Dan here. This is Dan Reviews It. Welcome to my Masked Singer recap and reaction video for Group B, episode 2 of Group B that we've seen for season 10 of The Masked Singer. We've got the Tiki, the Husky, the Hawk, and newcomer Sea Queen duking it out. One of them will be unmasked. It is Harry Potter night on The Masked Singer, and all that means basically is all the songs are about magic and whatnot. And there's the sorting hat that tells us which of the houses that the singer belongs to, and then they explain why. And then, of course, the panel is all dressed up in different characters the whole night for Harry Potter themed stuff. So it kicked off with Adrian Bylon Houghton singing. I can't remember what she sang now. Something with magic in the title. I can't even remember now. But she was the flamingo in season 2. That's how long ago that was. I had never heard of her before she was on The Masked Singer, and I had forgotten that she existed completely since. So, it was kind of nice to see her again, I guess. But we kick it off with the Tiki. But before I start unraveling the clues here and telling you about the panel guesses and give you my own guess, let me first welcome you into DM Reviews It. Thank you for finding this video. We do the Masked Singer recap and reaction every single week that there is a new episode of The Masked Singer. So always something to check out here while we're in season for The Masked Singer. But I do a lot of other videos too, movie and TV reviews alike, so check out some of my other stuff here on the channel, and consider subscribing. Would love to have you aboard there, but the most important part, of course, for the Masked Singer videos is the comments. I want to hear from you guys and who you think is under the masks. I'm still a little bit in the weeds, I think, about maybe 1 or 2 of these people, including the person that gets unmasked. I think I am definitely going to finally have a loss this season. I really don't know who's under the mask that gets revealed, so we'll find out about that shortly. But all right, the Tiki started us off, and let's see. He said, I recently found magic in my life, had to decide what comes next. Do you change with the times? And we see a piano at that point. He said, my party lifestyle, I had to put it on the back burner and put my family on top. We see a grandfather clock, a box or like a building block with a sad face emoji on it. And he says, I used to party till 6 a.m. Now that's when I wake up to take my kid to school. And the song was Magic by, I actually did not know who sang this song. Pilot is the artist, but you all know the song, oh, it's magic. So we know that. All right. Gryffindor was the sorting hat's choice. And so the Tiki said, well, you got to be brave to be fast and to be front and center. I scrawl these things down so fast that my writing smudges. All right, you got to be brave to be front and center of the stages that I have commanded. Okay, so again, we're going like last week with a lot of hard rocker clues. Dave Grohl, John Bon Jovi, Roger Daltrey. My guess last week was Mickey Dolenz. Not as hard of a rocker, but I thought a lot of the clues matched up, except for the one that really did stick out to me was the whole partying ways. Mickey Dolenz not really known as a partier, not known as, like a alcoholic of rock or a drug addict or, trashing hotel rooms, anything like that. So I do admit, while some of the clues matched up, I'm not sure if Mickey Dolenz is the right choice. You guys in the clues, or in the comments last week, were saying Sebastian Bach, who was the lead singer of Skid Row for a long, long time, certainly in their heyday. That is not a bad guess. I still can't match up a lot of these clues, though. I mean, look, I was a Skid Row fan. Their Slave to the Grind album was one of the first CDs I bought, and I had their self-titled album on cassette. But, their big hits, 18 in Life, I Remember You, Youth Gone Wild, I don't see clues about any of that. Especially Youth Gone Wild would be so easy to put into a clue package. Oh, in my youth I went wild. Okay, well there you go. There was a monkey last week, which sort of led me to Mickey Dolenz, but Skid Row does have a hit called Monkey Business. I don't see a lot of these other clues, but I will admit, Party for sure. Toned down since then. Obviously, he's got to be in his 50s or 60s now, probably late 50s. We did have that clue about I put me on to make you laugh last week. He did do like a season or something of Gilmore Girls. Does that constitute him being a comedic actor? I don't know. But what is selling it for me on Sebastian Bach is the voice. I was listening more closely to the voice this time, and I can hear it. I can hear it way more than any of the guesses from the panel this week or last week. Last week, they guessed John Stamos, David Lee Roth, or Robert Plant. I hear Sebastian Bach way more in the voice than any of those people. Although, I will say the voice is a lot deeper than I remember. But look, Skid Row was a hit 35 years ago. People change and their voices, get lower and register. He still does have that really high pitched falsetto scream, though. I agree with you because of the voice more than the clues, actually. I'm not. I was trying to think if the clock said 6 a.m. I didn't know if 6 a.m. had any significance with that. The sad face emoji. I didn't know about that. I was trying to think of their other album titles. Subhuman Race was one of them. I'm not sure about these clues. But vocally, I will go with you. I think the Tiki could be Sebastian Bach. All right, so next to sing was the Husky. This is the one I'm the most confident about. And in fact, one of the panelists agreed as they mentioned my guess this week, my guess last week. All right, so this person says, growing up, I was picked on a lot, people calling me skinny. So I started working out and getting bulked up. We see a red rose at that point. And he said, here's a confession. To this day, I still don't feel like I made it. And then we see Three Kings. Super Freak was the song he sang. I guess because it has the word super in it. I thought we were doing all magic, but okay. Super works too, I suppose. They're not Harry Potter people aren't really superheroes, but all right. I guess he didn't really have anything with magic in the title to sing. Hufflepuff was the house they put him in, and he said, that's interesting because I've got a connection to Mr. Puff, as in Puff Daddy. So the guesses this week were Tank, who I admit I am not really too familiar with, Genuine, and Brian McKnight. And that was Jenny's guess. Robin said, look, Brian McKnight signed me when I was 15 to my first record deal. That ain't Brian McKnight. And Brian McKnight was on The Masked Dancer, I believe, but he did not grace the Masked Singer stage, if I'm remembering that correctly. So we still haven't seen him on this show. But look, my guess last week was Genuine. We saw a lot of ponies, at the merry-go-round for his big hit Pony. All of those other clues matched up. We had Vivica A. Fox. We had, talking about Platinum Records. But the connection to Puff Daddy, that certainly makes sense. He had a huge hit with Puff Daddy in the mid-2010s, I want to say, maybe. Maybe it was before that. But I don't know much about his, growing up, being called skinny or whatever. Him saying the word confession, I think, is an obvious red herring that we're supposed to now think it's Usher or something. Look, Usher don't need the Masked Singer. He's about to play the Super Bowl next year. He's not doing this show. Not at this point in his career anyway. But yeah, I think I had it last week. I'm glad that Robin said it this week. I still believe this is Genuine for the Husky. All right, the Hawk was up next, and Hawk is actually the one that got sent home. So before we even move on to the Sea Queen, we will do all the clues for the Hawk, the panel guesses, and then we will do the Take It Off, and then we'll get the clues for the Sea Queen. The final, by the way, in the Battle Royale, was the Tiki and the Hawk. They both sang Lady Gaga's Monster. That makes a little more sense than Super Freak, I think. All right, so the Hawk said, not too long ago, someone close lost their battle with cancer. We see a stethoscope at that point, so perhaps a doctor. He said, she was my best friend. I fell into a deep well of loneliness and depression. And we see slash marks at that point. So we're thinking maybe somebody from a horror movie, slasher movie. There was a book that said, don't open, real good in red lettering. And he said, I found help. And the quote, once he opened the book, says, I will always love you. Come see. And then it was signed Mama Hawk. So we are to believe from this clue package that it is his mother who has passed away recently from cancer. And this stethoscope, I guess, would indicate that maybe his mother was a doctor, or possibly unrelated to the rest of the clue package. The singer, the Hawk, has possibly played a doctor on a show or something like that. And he did Every Little Thing She Does Is Magic by the Police. The performance was good, but I'm not entirely shocked that he has ended up in the I forget what they keep calling it, the battle royale, and then subsequently unmasked. And the panel was a little torn. Is this a singer who can act and has acted in a few things, or is this an actor who can sing kind of well? The vocals these couple weeks have not blown anybody away, but the guesses from the panel included Ryan Phillippe. Ken thought it could be Andrew Garfield, who recently did lose his mother, and then Billy Joe Armstrong from Nicole. And the house that they got sent in was Ravenclaw, and he said, you saw me on TV pretending to be a good student. So now, okay, let's think about some actors that maybe grew up on TV shows or whatever. So the guesses from the panel for the final. A lot of them sticking with guesses from either this week or next week. We did hear a brand new guess from Jenny, though, that was interesting. Robin thought it could be Ryan Phillippe. He stuck with that one. Jenny, in the first time we've heard this name, Chad Michael Murray, who was on, I believe it was One Tree Hill. All right, Cole Sprouse was Ken's guess, and Nicole stuck with her Billy Joe Armstrong from Green Day. It's absolutely not Billy Joe Armstrong. I've seen Green Day in concert, I don't know, 6 times. This is not Billy Joe Armstrong. I do agree. I think this is probably more of an actor that can sing remotely well, as opposed to a singer that has done some acting. And we've had a lot of guesses in the comments as well, over the last week. My guess last week, I actually went with Dylan Sprouse. I went, a touch different from what the panel was saying, because I feel like Cole Sprouse, is kind of popular, still doing things. He was on Riverdale. Dylan Sprouse, though, has kind of fallen off. I haven't seen much with him lately or whatever. So I thought, okay, that's an okay guess. But here's the thing. Most of these people have mothers who are alive. Billy Joe Armstrong, I don't know about him. I didn't even look him up because I know that's wrong. Ryan Phillippe, his mother, as far as I can tell, is still alive. Chad Michael Murray, his mother left him when he was a child, so I don't think he's that close with her. The Sprouse twins, their mother is still alive. Corey Feldman, which, one of you had said, I believe it was my friend Serenity Love, said, that Corey Feldman, the vocals sort of match up to something that she had listened to online. Him and his mother have a very strained relationship, and he kind of blames her for putting him, forcing him into acting as a very young child. So I don't think that's right. I'll be honest. I have no idea. The whole mother thing really threw me off. Could this be, there was somebody else that you guys were guessing in the clues. I forget. It's, Cody Simpson. That came up a lot. So before recording here, I just looked up real quick, Cody Simpson, mother alive. And as far as I can tell, his mother is alive. So, if this clue package today really is about a mother who has passed on that he is super close with, I don't think it's any of these people. I think we're going to be shocked with who this is. The one person I actually didn't look up was Mitchell Musso, who there was a Miley Cyrus clue last week, and he, of course, starred with her on Hannah Montana. Are they usually that obvious with the clues? I don't think so, but I will admit I just thought of that right now, and I didn't look up whether his mother is alive or not. So this could be Mitchell Musso. That certainly would go with sort of the vibe I'm feeling, which is definitely child, teen star actor that maybe can do some singing. I mean, it could be somebody from High School Musical, it could be like Corbin Blue or something. I don't know, but boy, oh boy, oh boy. I think I'm going to be wrong on this, but I do have to guess somebody just to put it in the record. So why not go with Mitchell Musso? Because I just don't know the status of his mother and their relationship. And that seems to be the linchpin clue, I think, for this singer. So let's go to the Take It Off, find out who the Hawk is. I think, let's see, I've so far been 4 for 4, right? Because we've had Billie Jean King was last week. And then we revealed 3 from the first group: Anthony Anderson, Michael Rappaport, and Tom Sandoval. 3 of those were my first impression guesses, so that's pretty good. But I've been 4 for 4 so far. I think this one's going to be a miss. But let's take it off. It'd be cool if it was Mitchell Musso. I don't know if I would recognize him all grown up though. Haven't seen him in like 20 years. Let's see. Oh, okay. You know what? Some of you guys, oh shoot, that's one of the names I forgot about. It is Tyler Posey. Some of you guys in the comments did say that last week. Yes, there it was. And the Hawk we were so all over the place with the Hawk. There were so many comments about the Hawk saying different things. I kind of forgot about all of them. I remembered Cody Simpson. I forgot about darn Tyler Posey, who I barely know. Like when you guys said it in the comments, I'm like, I maybe have heard this name, but I don't know who it is. Let's see what they're going to say here. Oh, he's in Teen Wolf. Okay. A couple of you, I think, did mention in the comments he was in the TV show version of Teen Wolf. I really, people are freaking out in the audience. Although I never know, because they edit these things so well that, is the audience actually reacting to what's really happening, at that point in time, or is it, from another part or whatever? Okay, let's hear them talk a little bit here. So they all know each other. I don't really know this Tyler Posey. Damn it. I knew I was going to be way off on that.
Every performance, you brought it. You got the crowd hyped up. You electrified us. That was a great job, man. Great job.
Well, in the Hawk, if I'm remembering, was in the Battle Royale last week too, right? So we've seen him perform really 4 times in just these 2 episodes. All right, well, I knew I would be wrong. And damn it, you guys said Tyler Posey in the comments. But you know what? I'm okay with that, because I'm really unfamiliar with him, so I don't like to usually, glom onto guesses for people I don't really know. Tom Sandoval, that dumb creep from Group A, at least I sort of was aware of him, and I knew Vanderpump Rules, so when they showed the high heels, I was like, okay, well, that's Vanderpump Rules. So, all right, well, look, 5 for 5 would be incredible, but Tyler Posey is not even remotely in my wheelhouse, so I'm not sad that I missed that one. I am kind of bummed because you guys said it in the comments, and I sort of forgot with so many different guesses for the Hawk last week. But all right, let's get to the sequence, because I think I do know this one based on one of the things the panel said. But she said, I've always been a bit of a wild card, so it's good that I'm the wild card this week. We see a purse at that point with 4 women in different silhouette forms. We see a Black Widow spider. She said, my first job was giving museum tours at 14. So that told me it was an older person. They are, child labor laws, they're not letting 14-year-olds these days give museum tours. So this tells me it's somebody at least probably 50 or 60 or older. But we see the British Crown at that point. She said, I got kicked out of boarding school, but now I'm a triple threat: comedy, writing, and singing. And in fact, I'm preparing for a new tour. And the song she sang was Love Potion number 9. Again, you've got Potion there. I think that works better than Super Freak. But Love Potion number 9. And then she is in the Slytherin house. She said, I've always been clever in my career. And I guess clever is one of the big things in Slytherin. You never know in what genre you'll find me. That was an interesting take. So the guesses from the panel: Erykah Badu from Jenny. I thought that was pretty interesting. I still, from the voice definitely sounds older as well, but Erykah Badu does have a deeper register. So that could maybe be confused with an older soul singer. So I don't hate that guess. I don't know that it's right, but I don't hate it. Queen Latifah from Ken, that was a horrible guess. And then the one I really liked from Nicole, Jennifer Lewis. Now you may not know her by name, but you certainly have seen her in many, many different movies and TV shows. Most recently, I guess, in Blackish, she had a recurring role for many episodes, probably over 100 of their episodes, as Dre's mother, Anthony Anderson's mother. And it would be interesting to have Anthony Anderson and Jennifer Lewis on in the same season. I don't hate that guess. I am going to go with it, but I did think of a couple other possible people. Lauryn Hill is somebody that came to mind. Again, not maybe as old as I think this person is, but certainly she's done acting. She was in Sister Act 2 very famously. And she is a very accomplished singer, of course, and she wrote or co-wrote most of, if not all, the songs on her, multi-platinum Grammy-winning album, The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. So I don't hate that. And I don't hate Erica Badu either. I'm not sure that all the clues match up, but because of the going to museum, giving museum tours at age 14 tells me that this has got to be somebody significantly older. Like I said, probably, 60 and above. So the other person that came to mind, because she does have a deeper voice, was Miss Shirley Bassey, who sings some of the James Bond themes. She sang Goldfinger. And I didn't go back and look, but the purses with the silhouettes, I wonder if maybe they were kind of in James Bond poses. But I do know that she has not toured or, done concerts in a while. So she may be ill. So I'm not going to go with that. I'm going to go with Nicole's guest, Jennifer Lewis. And she did just write a book. I think it's an autobiography. But so that would, be a part of the writing thing. She said, I'm a triple threat comedy. We know that from Blackish and all of her movies and stuff. Writing the book and then singing. She certainly has sang over the years in her projects. And I don't know if she put any records out or anything, but whatever. I think it's a pretty solid guess. So I will go with Nicole on that one and say Jennifer Lewis. I think that's probably better than the people I was thinking of. But look, you got me on Tyler Posey. A lot of you guys got that right in the comments, so kudos to you. I did not. But, hey, 4 for 5 so far is still not bad. And I know that Genuine has to be under the Husky. I'm like so confident about that one. So I think when the time comes to reveal him, that's going to be another win for me in that column. And Sebastian Bach, I think you guys have persuaded me on that one, mostly from the voice, though. I still am not, other than like I used to be a partier and now I'm not. I don't see a ton of the clues. If you have like a 6 a.m. clue for Sebastian Bach or Skid Row, let me know. Because that one, usually they put specific times up there and numbers for reasons. So, all right. But thank you so much for watching that. We'll do it next week. We will see Group B one final time before we meet Group C. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.